sit back and enjoy.
You think about how much he could have produced if he hadn't been hurt early on.
Wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles and we'd all eat it, be happy.
She doesn't even go here.
Who's coming with me besides Flipper? Here.
Hashtag Grr Mondays.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
Love having them on. They are the guys at the end of the bench, John and Dan. Gentlemen, good morning to each of you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Al. It's a good day.
Strange weekend, because I think it's a Minnesota weekend when it comes to baseball. And here's what I mean by that. Again, the Twins win against the Pirates. They should have won against the Pirates. I like that. They've won 2 out of 3 in their last 3 series, right?
3 straight series wins. Yeah.
Which is fantastic. But here is the Twins part of this whole thing. They had the Pirates, right? They had them. They could have won that game. They gave it up at the end. It's a close ball game. Same thing with the Cubs. Same thing with the Rays. Yeah, the Rays especially, because they gave it up in the 10th inning with some weird mistakes. You win 2 out of those 3. You're not going to win every series, but you win 2 out of those games you could have won. And guess what? They're in single digits of winning, getting into the back into it with Detroit. But by losing it again, they're still 11 and a half games out. It's like, yes, they're doing better. Yes, you want to jump on, but you gotta squeeze those noogies when you get a chance. And now you're 8 games out. Am I wrong, Dan? I mean, it's math. I get it. You can't win everything, but God, it was the Pirates.
You're not entirely wrong. Not entirely wrong, but no, yeah. As usual,
Thanks.
Al, you're just mostly wrong, not entirely.
How
wrong.
am I mostly wrong? It's the Pirates. You get them the first 2. Now you just win this game. You sweep going into the thing, and now you're not, 10 games out. The same thing with the Tampa Bay when you're tied up at 5, and then your pitcher throws over you're right there.
It's
The
a
worst teams
season.
still win a third of their games.
Yeah.
So come on, what are you gonna do?
See,
It's
I
the
don't know
White
how you people get. I do not get you people, John. It's the difference between being 500 at the break or not, and now we're not. And again, it's another thing. Not that 500 is the magic number, but now you're in the game, right? We always said a little over 500. You're in this thing, and there you go. You have it. It's in your grasp, and we're not now. Come on, don't tell me.
They're still in this thing. They just over the
What
last
are you seeing? Okay.
9
Go ahead.
games, they're playing 666 percentage ball. So
Yep. And do you think that's the new trend? Do you think that goes on for the next half? We'll do that because if you're right, if we do that, we'll be fine.
they had an amazing May? They could have an amazing post All-Star break. It's very possible. It's certainly a lot better than June, which was the biggest swoon I've seen in quite a while. But should they have won the Pirates game? Yeah, they should have won that one. That Cubs game was kind of a beatdown, and Cubs are a very good team.
Yeah.
I was just happy they took 2 out of 3 against that squad. But it's a season, Al.
See, this is what I hate is such a bad word, but it fits here about you two. Is that because there are so many games you keep? If the Minnesota Vikings had 2 games, just like I'm telling you, they're in your grasp and you let them go in the 4th quarter because you just did stupid stuff, you guys would be mad. There's no coming back. You can't lose these games. You guys give this team so much credit that I don't believe they have that bear down knuckle mentality to get the ones they got to get. And Dan, tell me I'm wrong. I know you think. Go ahead.
What if
the Vikings
had,
play 1/10 of the games?
See,
So every single game does make a huge difference in baseball. So it'd be the equivalent of the Vikings having a really crappy quarter. That'd be, or
Okay.
not even a quarter of a game. It'd be,
Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to go like this. So, John, we no longer in baseball when you get to the end, you don't do the 163rd game to see who gets in the tiebreaker. There are tiebreakers now. Who won the most in each series, and there's a whole stuff. And I'm happy for that, by the way. 162 is more than enough. But the point being is, and we saw that with the Timberwolves, right? Had they won a couple of games, they surely would have, should have won. They wouldn't have been in that battle royal to get into the stupid playoffs to begin with. Why is that not the same standard for the Twins? Oh, we only lost a couple of them there when Al was talking to John and Dan before the All-Star break. Guess what? That's the one that would have tied us to get us into the tournament. You know, it still matters. Why am I the only guy that cares? I don't get this.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a good thing. Yeah.
There's always games. There's always games they're going to win that they should have lost. There's always games they lose that they should have won. Imagine if the Vikings played Green Bay 3 times in a week, how that would change football. All right?
Yep. Yeah.
Then the one game wouldn't be like, oh, my God, that's everything. We have to beat the Packers because the rest of the season is meaningless if we don't beat the Packers, which is one of the unique things about football, and that makes it so exciting.
Well, that's you're saying, like me, baseball's not exciting because they play too many games. Let's cut it.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. It's an exciting game, and let's talk about Saturday. You got to get.
I got that up. That's my next thing. Here's the thing that you got to love Buxton for a lot of reasons, and one is he just made a collectible bobblehead out of all the bobbleheads in the world. I have some friends who have a couple of bobbleheads, right? And they sit on the thing, and I'm going to be honest, as a full-grown man with a bobblehead collection, tough to get chicks. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's not good for the chick collection. But that being said, if you're serious about it and you got the right ones, I get it. They're worth a pretty penny. Any one I ever had, the head broke because you'd walk by and you bing the thing a couple times, the head would pop. So I don't have anything like this. But Byron Buxton on Byron Buxton bobblehead night, place is packed, hits the cycle, 5 for 5, does the cycle. You are a lunatic if you ever take that bobblehead out of the box, hang on to it for 25 years, and make some. Am I lying? Okay, anybody do collectibles? Dan, John, you got collectible baseball stuff?
I've got some bobbleheads. I've got.
Oh, you do?
Didn't get this. I didn't
Tough to
go
get
this
chicks.
weekend though, so now I'm kicking myself. So
You
no,
do.
and that's-
What's your most famous bobblehead that you think could be worth something someday if the head doesn't pop off?
Well, this is just these are just the ones that we picked up from the Twins giveaways. So that's
just like this one.
So I've got Joe Ryan. I've got
All right.
I've got a few. Got the Twins. I had was it Tony? Yeah, Tony Leva Hall of Fame. Actually, there was a Tony Leva Hall of Fame one they did.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. So
how did they pick the game? This guy, I mean, he didn't know he was going to go 5 for 5, but it's against Pittsburgh. Well, it's a 12-4 game. It wasn't, he just clobbered a bad team. John, you do collectibles? Yeah. What do you have for? You're a card collector, I bet. You kind of come across as you'd like to bubblegum back in the day.
Well, I did, but I never got any good cards,
Oh.
Somewhere I might have a Harmon Killebrew card, but it wasn't so crisp and clean. It was slightly off the line, so it's not worth all that much. But I got a Metrodome ball, and I got a signed Tony Oliva photo, and a couple other little miscellaneous things. So, yeah, I think every baseball person who has more than a passing interest has a couple of little items. Somewhere around here, I might have a set of Joe Mauer sideburns. I thought I had an extra set. I may have to dig those out somewhere. I wore them that.
Okay, we
day.
lost Al.
No,
Al
as we're
just got up
talking,
to the left.
as we're talking, I'm like,
away.
wait a minute. I have what I consider my. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to see that. That's me and Kent Herbeck.
Woo!
When I was up in Brainerd, they had just won the series, and he was on that. What do you call it? The winter tour or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He went around. And Ken Herbeck was in. And I was the guy. The caravan that was in, and I was the guy who got to introduce Ken Herbeck. So I do the introduction, and I get this photo. That was nice.
Nice.
Kent Herbeck's wife was best friends with the wife of my best friend, and so I don't remember whatever birthday it was. If you could do me anything, get this photo signed for me, and he got it signed for me. So it says, "Thanks for the intros," by Kent. That's my entire collection of saved stuff.
But to me, that's the more important one. It's not that I have this massive quantity of things.
Bobbleheads.
It's the quality. So I've got a signed Tony Oliva jersey. I've got actually the one time I actually did meet Tony briefly at the ballpark a couple of years ago.
I met him.
I got my program signed there, but
you guys are geeking out. Fill me in on this real quick. So he had 5 balls, right? One was a single, double, and a triple. So those didn't go out of the park.
Two singles.
Okay, but he had one homer. I'm under the impression he got the ball for his cycle, the cycle ball. They took it out of play, and he's got the cycle ball. If you're the guy who has his home run ball, is there any way of proving that? Because here's the thing. So now you got the one that got out of the park. How do they know that's the ball he hit and not a foul ball? They go through like 120 balls a ball game or some weird thing I read.
The guys in the stands, the ushers and other officials are watching.
And they come right over and say that's a home run and they mark it somehow?
Well, they'll I mean, they watch it with the cameras, the guys see it happen and they know who that person is. Yeah, I think they get approached after the game. Especially if Byron is interested in getting that ball. And then they negotiate for what they want.
And who does? Al gets the ball. Dan gets the ball. He's out there in left center. He gets the ball. He knows, wait a minute. He hit a triple. He hit a double. Here's the homer. There's something this ball could be. And besides that, it's a home run ball. So you keep it. You got it. Some Bob the usher comes over. Would you like a couple tickets to the Budweiser beer tent? I don't know what they're offering up. But the point is, you say no because you know now, and once the day is done, this is now the home run from his cycle ball. It's worth money. How does anybody know it's yours? I go home and tell me, hey, I got the ball. Well, so did Dan. We both did. We were just selling balls off Craigslist.
Well, Byron's going to want that ball, right?
All right. Yep.
So if I was the lucky fan who had it, I would negotiate for something like, okay, I want a signed bat and a signed jersey or something like that.
Okay.
They'll do at least that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what is the ball? But what's the ball worth? You get a jersey and a bat. Aren't you the lucky guy? The ball's worth $500,000. Really? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it's worth. What's the cycle? The first cycle. The only
worth
cycle.
More to Byron than
And he's got all the money God needs. So that's my point. What's the ball worth?
It's worth
if
what
he wanted
willing to pay for it.
$10K probably. I don't know, 10,000 maybe.
Well, that's what I was saying. You got to be worth some real cash to say, hey, you want it? I've got it. And does that make you a bad fan? Isn't that why we go with a glove as a kid? You want to get a ball? Come on.
Because you want to make money off of it. That's why.
It's America, okay?
No,
God bless America.
They'll be offered things. Sometimes they get as high as like season tickets or something like that. They'll go but yeah, that's But no, you're not wrong. This time, you're not this time.
We're just keeping track of when I might stumble into something right. We're late. We'll be back after this. We're going to talk some All-Star action right after this.
Think about it. Now that school's out for the summer, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We know him, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench talking all things sports. I should ask real quick side question. Either one of you guys big into Big Brother? Because I need a Big Brother sidekick wanted to talk through the series with me. I'm no, Dan, no. You Big Brother guy, John?
I'm not.
No?
No, I'm the youngest in my family.
Oh, good God. All right. If you're a Big Brother fan, give me a call. Email me, al@altravisshow.com. The silent golf applause. Dan takes it home. All right. Real quickly, lots going on today. This is so exciting today. We have, of course, the All-Star game kickstarting. They have these. I'm taking off at 1 o'clock, boss, by the way. 1 o'clock today, the All-Star Celebrity Softball game. Oh, I'm sorry, yawning. Anybody going to be watching the Celebrity All-Star softball game?
No. John, you?
No, I don't think I put in a request with the boss for that one.
There are a few things, if I could convince people to take the afternoon off, go smoke a cigar, and watch something in my garage, I wouldn't do. But I'm not watching the softball game. Why even tie that to the rest of this stuff? All right, then the home run derby is tonight. I honestly thought possibly that Buck was not going to play in it. No reason to when he got hit in his left hand. But after this weekend, 5 for 5, and I think it was 2 for 4 yesterday. Buck's in, right?
He's doing okay.
Yeah, the hand seems fine. Yeah. So he'll be in. I mean, we got to watch that, right? That's about the only thing in this weekend I care for. You know what?
Well,
that'll be fun.
I mean, if Joe Ryan gets in, it'd be fun to see him pitch, but I don't know that I'm going to watch the whole game just for him to come in the 8th inning or something.
Well, I was going to say, it'd be 8th or 9th inning by the time we get to Ryan, who is the last guy in the pitch total. Well, we've talked about it a little bit. Dan, is that even right? This isn't even an all-star game, right? 7 o'clock tomorrow, by the way.
Well, I mean, it depends. What do you want from an all-star game? It's,
the best, if it's just like you did when you were a kid, the best two teams go on the field. Let's duke it out and see who's best. Your best guys, our best guys, and let's go play. That's what I want. And my picture, if you can go the whole thing, that'd be great.
Well, that All-Star game was for the players. This All-Star game is for the fans. So how many fans were there of those All-Star games where they were just saying, "Oh man, I really want to see Petey play. I have never seen Petey play. I heard such great things about him." And it's,
see, but that's the beauty of today. With the name one player you can't see almost every hit he ever had, every pitch he ever threw because of the internet. This isn't, I've never seen, a ton of pitch, yeah, you have. Now I just want to see who wins. It's even more important that we have a real game. You get to see every hit a pitch, ESPN in the morning. Oh my goodness. It's just one. And the other ESPN's top 10 plays. Yep. People dive and catch the ball. I'm tired of it already. A little tired of it.
Yeah, you make a point, Al. I mean, in the 70s, we had 4 channels on TV, right? And you read about guys in the paper, but you were like, who is this fella? I don't know this guy from the Cubs or this guy from Pittsburgh. And so when you got to see them in that big game, it was more of a thing because then you could really see what everybody was talking about.
Dan's going to admit I was right again. Dan is going to admit twice today that I'm right.
This time, no. This one you're not. No, I am. I am a fan of the All-Star game. Because it's a unique scenario where they're actually playing, all of them playing each other at the same time. And it's no, I don't always agree with the selection process, but I don't get too wound up about it. To be honest, it's fun to see the players come together, and occasionally you have a really cool moment. Now that's not going to happen all the time, but Torrey Hunter robbing Barry Bonds' home run ball, Ted Williams making an appearance as in his frail old age. Ted Williams and all the players acting like little kids around this legend, and it was, come on, all these great players of the day are just like fawning over this guy.
You've convinced me. That's the same reason I watch Big Brother. Every now and again, something interesting happens. I'm just kidding. We got to go. We're out of time. We'll get you guys back in here on Friday. We'll talk about how it went. It's the guys at the end of the bench. The Al Travis Show.
Yeah.